Hi there, this is Victoria from CrushCrypto.com. In this video, I'll be covering a highly anticipated project known as Raiden Network. It's a work-in-progress off-chain scaling solution that wants to allow near-instant, low-fee, and scalable payments complementary to the Ethereum blockchain. A quick disclaimer before I start, we are not paid or mandated to do any of our reviews. This is just our personal opinion and analysis and not investment advice. Raiden is a payment network built on top of the Ethereum network that provides a scaling solution for Ethereum. The goal is to make off-chain payments possible without the need of trust among the involved parties. It is basically Ethereum's version of Bitcoin's Lightning Network, allowing for near-instant, low-fee, scalable, and privacy-preserving payments. Off-chain means that the payment does not happen on the Ethereum blockchain. This is done by broadcasting transactions on the blockchain only during settlements, and not at each individual transaction between the two parties. It works kind of like a bar tab. Instead of paying each single time you order a drink, you pay the total amount to the bar when you're done for the night. In the case of Raiden Network, each bar tab is called a channel. Here's a diagram that shows Raiden's payment channel network. Any particular channel is one-to-one. For example, A to B or B to E, but the channels can be linked together to form a network so users can pay anyone within the network, such as A to D. Here are some of the key features of Raiden Network. It scales with the number of participants with over 1 million transfers per second possible. Transfers can occur within a fraction of a second. It's private and confidential. It works with any token that follows Ethereum's standardized token API. Payment channel transfers, in contrast to on-chain transactions, do not require any fees. Therefore, the overall transaction fees will be significantly lowered. And because of the low fees, this makes micropayments possible. The main limitation of Raiden Network is that it is not suitable for large value transfers. This is because Raiden transfers require some of your tokens to be locked up in a smart contract for the lifetime of the payment channel, so you wouldn't want to lock up too much value in a payment channel. Therefore, for large value transfers, you'll still want to do it on the blockchain itself. The main use cases for Raiden Network are retail payments, peer-to-peer cash, micropayments, and instant token swaps. For MicroRaiden, which is a simpler testnet version of Raiden Network, it will be used for Internet of Things markets and pay-per-use services. This is a screenshot of a paywall demo for MicroRaiden, which uses Wikipedia as an example of where you would be prompted to make a payment to the publisher before you can access their article. This is a screenshot of the developer preview for Raiden Network. You can open channels by going to this tokens view. For tokens where you have a positive token balance, such as the Raiden testnet token in this example, you can click on Join Network. You simply enter the amount of funds you wish to join the network with, and Raiden will start connecting you to the nodes that are already connected to the token network you've selected. 60% of the funds are allocated to these, and the remaining 40% of the funds are used to create channels with other nodes trying to join this token network. This is a screenshot of what the channels page looks like, which shows you the open channels that are currently available. You can start doing direct transfers by clicking on the transfer button. You can also do intermediary transfers on the Raiden network, like from A to D as I mentioned earlier. This is what makes the scaling solution powerful. It means you can transfer tokens to anyone participating in the network, but you do not need to be directly connected to them as long as there is a path with enough capacity. Raiden Network is an open-source project primarily developed by a company called Brainbot Technologies. According to their GitHub repository, Raiden has been under development since September 2015, not long after the Ethereum blockchain was live. A simpler version of Raiden, called MicroRaiden, is currently being deployed in the Ropsten testnet. MicroRaiden allows users to make micropayments directly to each other, but the payments currently work in just one direction. The final solution will be bidirectional. The project has been delayed for a while as the original launch date for their MVP was March 2017. Here's a screenshot of their open milestones on GitHub. As you can see, the MVP is still in working progress. Raiden will be issuing RDN tokens starting in mid-October in a public crowd sale, and the tokens will be distributed 1 week after the ICO ends. According to a post on October 3rd from their Twitter page, they were aiming for a token launch on October 16th, but the final date will be announced at least 1 week in advance, which means it's now going to happen sometime after October 16th. The total token supply is 100 million RDN tokens, and public crowd sale contributors will own 50% of the total token supply. The hard cap and the market cap is unknown at the moment, as Raiden Network will be using a uniform price Dutch auction. They decided to use this format to determine a fair price for a fixed amount of RDN tokens and to allow everyone to participate. It starts with a very high price, which continuously declines with every block over time, based on a predefined formula. After the auction is started, participants can send an Ether to bid, and they will receive their tokens at the same final price. For more information on their ICO and the mechanics behind their Dutch auction process, please take a look at some of their recent blog posts. Raiden Network has two kinds of fees: protocol level fees and peripheral fees. Protocol level fees are used to keep the payment channel network balanced and to prevent channels from being depleted over time. Peripheral fees are used to pay for certain services, such as finding a path with sufficient capacity or channel monitoring. The Raiden team expects that over 95% of all nodes on the network will be like clients who are happy to pay low fees for the convenience of not having to run a full stack of services. It is expected that most stacks will use a like client, so Raiden transactions in those stacks will incur a fee that is payable in RDN tokens. Most users will need to pay RDN tokens to participate in the Raiden network. Therefore, the more usage the network has, the more valuable the tokens should be. Raiden Network is developed by BrainBot Technologies, a blockchain development studio based in Germany. According to LinkedIn, the company has at least 21 employees. BrainBot focuses on creating the core building blocks that enable broad adoption of public blockchains with a focus on Ethereum. The founder and CEO of BrainBot has been with the company for over 17 years and has been a core developer of Ethereum since March 2014. In addition to Raiden, BrainBot has other Ethereum-focused projects, including RaidX, Trustlines Network, and Hydra Chain. According to their GitHub repository, there are around 8 frequent contributors to the Raiden project. So what are some of the opportunities? Raiden Network is a highly anticipated project, and the network will likely have strong demand and high usage right off the bat. Very few ICOs can claim to do the same. This project helps drive Ethereum forward by solving the scalability issue, in addition to improving privacy and efficiency. The use cases of Ethereum can be greatly expanded with the introduction of Raiden Network. And a network effect is also present for this project. The more people use this network, the more channels there will be, and the more efficient the network will become. If the Raiden network is successful and is able to scale up, the vast majority of Ethereum transactions could potentially be shifted off-chain, making this network very valuable. And here are some of our concerns. The project has been delayed by over half a year already. As I mentioned earlier, the original launch date for their MVP was March 2017, but to date it is only around 78% complete. We are not sure when it will actually be finished and rolled out, and there is no detailed development roadmap currently available. Raiden Network is more useful in some cases than others. For example, it is not intended to support large value transfers, as I talked about a little earlier. And if other similar scaling solutions are developed, users may prefer other solutions that don't intend to charge a fee. Here's a useful table created by Fred Erickson, co-founder of Coinbase, that summarizes the other scaling solutions for Ethereum, including both on-chain and off-chain upgrades. According to his blog post, it's very hard to make accurate estimates, but based on these work-in-progress upgrades, we may see a 100 times improvement by the end of 2018, which would allow a 1 to 10 million user app. Overall, we're neutral in the flipping potential and believe the long-term attractiveness of this ICO depends heavily on the valuation of the project. Raiden Network has received a lot of criticism because of their decision to go down the ICO route. Most people were expecting to be able to use Raiden for free. Although if Raiden really does help fix the Ethereum scaling issue, we believe most people would gladly pay the fee and enjoy their scaling solution. In conclusion, we have a neutral view on flipping. The Dutch auction format will prevent any unmet demand by design, which makes this project not a suitable flipping candidate. For long-term holding, we are not surprised to see RDN tokens becoming one of the most valuable tokens, as we expect heavy usage of the network if it becomes successful. Currently, the number 10 token has a market cap of $181 million based on the tokens that are in circulation. We believe RDN tokens can offer ICO participants enough long-term upside potential when the total funds raised ends up to be less than $75 million. This gives the project a fully diluted market cap of $150 million. Based on Raiden's blog post about their token sale, it looks like the $75 million, or around 250,000 Ether, hard cap valuation should occur around October 18th. Thank you very much for watching our video on Raiden Network. Please check out our website at crushcrypto.com for a full report and any new updates. For the most up-to-date information on their ICO, please visit Raiden's official website and blog, particularly as the exact date for their ICO is still to be determined. See you next time, and let's keep crushing crypto together.